Hey, what's the word, y'all? This is Jet. Check it out. We're going to go over what happened with the Dolph case. So if you keep seeing me looking at the computer screen, hey, that's the reason why. I got to look over here to get over my notes because there's a lot of stuff going on, all right? So just when we thought it was going to be a boring day at the Young Dolph trial, we actually got text messages and stuff. Now earlier today we were doing the live stream and all that good stuff, or depending when this video comes up, yesterday we did the live stream. But let's get to it. So Cornelius Smith, he says a lot of things already, and he's like one of the biggest rats that everybody says that's on this case. He's the one that's giving up the goose, and he's the reason why Govan is in this situation now. But we see today that a lot of things have really transpired through that. There were things where Cornelius Smith sat there and said that Govan gave him money for the cover for the car. Well, I remember a lot of people were saying that Govan's lawyer was cooking, and that he had everything and he was going and standing on 10 and pulling up on everybody in the courtroom. That's what everybody was saying. Well, it comes out today that there's actually receipts for this, that they showed that he did indeed buy that because they had the dates wrong and they went into it. So it's not looking good for Govan. Everybody thought that he may have won, but this is when everything starts to come out and come to show. Govan gets a call from Straight Drop, okay? 24 times on the date of 7/27/2021, and he has him in the Straight Drop has him in there called Big Bruh Quet, which is funny. Big Bruh Quet. I don't know. That's a wild name to have on there, especially because you know what the implications are. But another interesting thing is on 7/27, on the same date in 2021, Big Jook called him 7 times. So it's looking really crazy. 24 from Straight Drop, one of the guys that's supposed to be there to send the hit on Young Dolph. And then Big Jook, a guy that called the hit. It's not looking real good for Govan right now, and it's looking like he's sweating bullets in there. So that's where it gets interesting. What I did notice is, I also see looking over here, this is, they gave him on, I want to say whatever date this was. So yeah, 7/27/2021, the same date, there was 4641 Boeingshire. That's what he sends. And this is the screenshot, as you guys can see, which I think is very interesting. So 4641 Boeingshire, what that correlates to is Still Smoking Memphis. And that was actually owned by, half owned by, I should say, Anthony Mims, aka Big Jook. I didn't know Big Jook's name really until today. I knew Big Jook, but I didn't really know Anthony Mims. So that's really interesting that it's still correlating to that. So a lot of things are leading together, and it's still, like I said, it's not looking good for Govan. It's really not. Then Harry Lockhart, alias Ham, he goes out there and he sends other phone talking to Jook on that same day, 7/27/2021. So what's really interesting about this is a lot of this is 10 days after. So I don't know if they had like a quiet, and then let's text, let's call, let's talk, because they didn't want to have everything looking too suspicious, I think. But at the same time, you're moving sloppy, fam. So when you look at this, this is the exact thing that people shouldn't be doing. Prints lifted from drinking glass outside was found to be on the same as thumb impression belonging to Straight Drop. Then they saw prints lifted from Red Apple iPhone screen, which is related to Rashad Hill. And then prints lifted from rearview mirror was found as the same thumb impression involving the Cavacious Wesley. Then on 8/13, you have Hernandez Govan, I could speak right, from Straight Drop on 8/13/2021, 12 calls. And he has them in there, Hernandez Govan, not even by like an alias. They just want to get caught, man. That's all they want to do. They want to get caught. So a guy that they bring up a lot too is Bobby Carter. So what I take it is Bobby Carter is a guy, maybe a wholesale guy that Hernandez Govan gets his pills from, or maybe some type of distributor. I don't know, whatever the case may be. They may be a joint effort of selling the pills, and that's where your Cornelius Smith. That's where Cornelius Smith goes and gets his pills from. So that's what they're trying to bring up. Like Govan is really, his defense is actually trying to put it all on Bobby Carter, I've noticed. Bobby Carter's name's been getting thrown in there. They even asked that to his girlfriend, Cornelius Smith's girlfriend. Do you know Bobby Carter? Bobby Carter this, Bobby Carter that. He's the one that gets his drugs. She didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? So Bobby Carter is getting thrown under the bus right now for being a distributor. But I don't know how much that he has in correlation with that. That's really interesting. But you can see in these clips they're bringing up Bobby Carter a lot. So does anybody know who Bobby Carter is? We got to really get down to the bottom of this. Let's take a look.
Okay, I can play that clip for you again. You remember we just talked about it? Bobby Carter called in the Mercedes that was parked on Bradley Street?
Yeah, you think so.
All right, and Cornelius told you Bobby Carter was in on it too? You remember saying that?
You did.
Okay.
Cornelius Smith called Bobby Carter 33 times. Very interesting. Was it for drugs or was it related to this other thing? I don't know. So Big Jook, aka Anthony Mims, he called Hernandez Govan 4 times on 8/13/2021. So these dates, they're trying to spread them apart. I don't know what's going on. They're trying to make it seem like it's not, but there's a lot of phone calls being made, a lot of stuff like that. You think these gangsters would move a little bit differently, but they wanted to get caught. Seems like they wanted to get caught.
Okay, sorry for the different audio quality, but I thought I had recorded this when I was doing the pre-record, but I guess it cut off. So Terrence Baker at 9/13/2021 at 1:45 p.m. placed a call to 911 to state that he needs police at 3645 Allendale. I'm in a shootout. Please send them. Hurry. The dispatcher asks if they are shooting at him, and Terrence Baker replies in a whisper, yes, Allendale Lane. The dispatcher then asks what is his name, and Baker replies in a whisper, I can't tell you, just come over here. Baker tells dispatch that he is hiding behind a house, and the dispatcher asks again, are you sure you don't want to leave your name even though people are shooting at you? Baker replies again in a whisper, no, they're in all kind of cars, just come on.
Which that's very interesting. That was Terrence Baker, aka Paper Route Woo. So Paper Route Woo did call the police and said he's in a shootout. Now, I'm not gonna sit there and call nobody snitch. I'm gonna let the comments do that. I don't really think, I mean, he's really honestly probably saved himself from going because he did bust back and was shooting back, so he had to make a count so people didn't just throw him to jail. Let y'all know, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is really interesting though, a piece that I don't think a lot of people has talked about. But Terrence Baker called the police. When was this? 1:45 p.m. on 8/13/2021. As you see here, you got another screenshot where Hernandez Govan, I'm sorry, the name is just so weird to me, and Anthony Mims back and forth calling at 11/2/2021, making it from the 12th hour to the 21st hour. Really interesting. Outgoing, incoming, outgoing, incoming. Too much phone traffic. Too much phone traffic going on. That's the crazy thing. You can't be having all this phone traffic. You would think there's no phone traffic, maybe a meetup, fly a pigeon, whatever you got to do. That's what this is crazy, man. All these phone calls, you're going down, Govan. It's over with. The feet, those ain't kicked up no more, my guy. The feet ain't kicked up. You ain't looking at a big screen TV. You can sit there and look at a 20-inch, whatever, 24-inch, maybe a 30-inch if you're lucky. Then you got Justin Johnson. He made a bunch of phone calls that same day. They're making the same calls on the same day. They're not even spreading it around. It's looking too suspicious. From the 12th hour to the 21st hour. It's the same thing. It's the same pattern. This is crazy. They wanted to get caught. Now, another interesting thing that I thought is also Cornelius Smith. When his girl takes the stand, she says that, one, he took guns and her guns and sold them, and other things and sold them. And she talked about a lot of the things to where she said that he was telling her a lot about this stuff, like the Dolph killing, and that they're gonna, plot to kill Dolph. They're gonna try to get rich. She's seen Govan. There's a lot of these counts coming into play that she says as well as one of the other key people that took the stand. Now, day one was a little bit also good because that's when Cornelius Smith was telling everything. So there you have it. Day 2 of the Hernandez Govan trial. We really couldn't cover it much today because it was really slow. We were waiting for things to develop for the text messages. But I think a lot of the stuff that came out today, when it first looked like it was a win for Govan, it's turned into a nightmare for Govan. Hey, pop in the chat if you think that he's going down, or is he going to go away scot-free? Let me know. It's really interesting. But in my opinion, he's going down. And Yo Gotti will be just fine, actually. I don't think nothing's happening to Yo Gotti either. So, hey, hit the like button, subscribe, stay tuned for more. Appreciate you watching this video. And we out. Peace.